look good.
I still have not made it up to 15 minutes. Not 33 minutes. Why do I feel alive? I wanted to beat the sedentary allegations, okay?
I like that it's called BCAN.
Bacon is good for me.
BCAN.
You ready to go? Don't mind us, just on our way to be better people. I need a tres leches cake today. Not a walk by the yoga studio. I thought long and hard about it. I programmed it into lose it. I realized there's no way I'm not getting crumble today. But in an evolved fashion, we're walking to get the crumble cookies. So thank you. I deserve a cookie. Let's see. Wow.
That look good.
What's up? It's me. It's Kayla. Welcome to another episode of the Fat Loss Diaries, my journey to lose the rest of my pandemic weight. Post Panini, I got back to my highest weight of 290 pounds. And at the start of the Fat Loss Diaries, I weighed in at 262. The ultimate goal is losing weight without losing my mind, which happens from time to time. My uploads are very sporadic right now while I get my shit together, so hit that bell icon so you can be notified anytime I post a new video. So let's get into the main part of the video, which is to reveal to you my new best friend. Now, I am a fitness gadget kind of person. I blame my mom. I've literally had everything under the sun, a gazelle, the ab crunch, the shake weight. But there's one thing that I love, and that has always been a trampoline. Let me just take you back to young Kayla, whose only goal in life was to live somewhere with a backyard big enough for a trampoline. We always ended up building houses on lots that didn't have big enough spaces for backyards. Also, we were kind of like cul-de-sac people, so you get it in the front. Anyway, I always wanted a trampoline. If we moved, anything, my mom knew that I was gonna ask for a fucking trampoline. So to shut me up, she got me a mini trampoline. Now thinking back, I feel like it was from like a yard sale or something. Like I can't even imagine her buying this thing, but it was hideous. And the legs were filled with like cement and rocks. There were like 2 legs missing. So unless you got on it like perfectly balanced, you would teeter around. And the springs were like all rusty and disgusting. But shit, I would pull that thing out fairly often. It was a hot ass mess. And I still think about it to this day. And a few years ago, a YouTuber that I follow on here, Eden, I started following her for her fat vegan content. She was the first person that I saw on a rebounder as an adult. And I was obsessed. Like new age rebounders, they use bungees instead of springs. So it makes it a lot easier on your body and it's quiet. So once I saw that was a thing, I'm like, oh, this is for me. I'm going to bounce my way to a fit ass right away. That was until I saw the price tag on all those fancy rebounders. So that just died in my mind. I thought maybe if I win the lottery, I'll get a rebounder one day, but there really wasn't an alternative back then that I saw aside from getting this super fancy bungee rebounder. So I just said goodbye to that dream. It's okay. I'm used to the disappointment of my mom, buying me a raggedy ass mini trampoline. So I was fine to let go of that dream. That is until BCAN reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and offered me a rebounder. I immediately said hell yeah, because in my mind, this is one workout that I feel like truly aligns with me, the things that I like to do and the things that I'm capable of doing. So I'm like stoked. I say hell yeah. I immediately start researching. The link is in the description. This is actually one of the best-selling rebounders on Amazon. A ton of people actually use these BCAN rebounders because they're very affordable, but they're still built really well. So I was really stoked to see that a lot of people use this. So from then on, I was good to go. While I was waiting for the rebounder, I did do some research. I'll throw up on the screen some of the like basic and normal advantages and like benefits to rebounding. But when I was looking stuff up, something that really struck me, let me leave you with this tidbit here. Rebounding can help you prevent diseases. And you may be wondering how. NASA did a study and apparently rebounding is 65% more effective at getting oxygen into your cells. And oxygen being in your cells is what helps fight off diseases. And there's a lot of things that are linked to not enough oxygen. That was all I needed to hear. 65% more effective at pumping oxygen into the cells in your body than any other exercise. I may not be Osmosis Jones, but that sounds fucking important to me. Rebounding's almost giving an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Because it was on Amazon, it came really quickly. I thought I was strong and independent and I was gonna put it together myself, but I was just too delicate. Plus my partner likes putting stuff together, so they helped me out.
Weird. One or more strong adults are required to operate this step.
What is it? Whoa.
Open your eyes, girl. Oh, not Ola talking him down off of the girl that he's dating. I like that it's called BCAN.
Bacon is good for me.
BCAN.
You hear how quiet this is, right?
Uh-huh.
You ever heard a rebounder before? They like... I promised them the first bounce, although they had to listen to my 2 tips, which is 1, you have to start with a health bounce, meaning your feet don't leave the trampoline. It's easy to step on a trampoline and immediately just start bouncing and forget how heavy you are, how old you are, and how long it's been since you've been on something bouncy. It's very low impact, but you're working so many muscles that don't get worked. It's actually exhausting. You're only going to be able to health bounce for a couple of minutes every day until you can do something longer. I still have not made it up to 15 minutes, which is my goal, but I would really like to bounce about 15 minutes in the morning if I could. Health bounce, that was one rule. The other rule is tuck your chin. Apparently, tucking your chin takes a load off on your spine. I'm really excited to add this into my routine. There's only one disadvantage, and the disadvantage is that I had no clue how big it was gonna be. I definitely could have pulled out a measuring tape, but I was just stoked to have a rebounder. I was like, I don't care where it goes, I want it. We don't really have a place for it. At this point, it might just become a really bougie ottoman. It does look like they have collapsible options, so if you already know you're low on space, don't be like me. In that same vein though, I feel like my rebounder could live in the middle of my living room and I'd probably get over it. Just in the time that I've had it out this morning, my partner has already got off of work and started jumping on it. So it kind of feels like it's not a burden. It's just obviously too big for our living space to keep out at all times. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do there. But you know, if I just have to have it in the middle of the living room so that I can get my exercise, I'll keep you up to date on how I decide to store this thing, because that's definitely going to need a creative solution. But other than that, I'm really excited. So get used to it. Get used to seeing me just like boing. I'm just going to throw a clip in there. I'll be boing, you know, on my way. That was invigorating. Not 33 minutes. I thought for the first time I hit my goal of 15 minutes. So the goal that I was trying to work up to was 15 minutes at a time. I've had this for maybe a week now, a little over a week, and I've jumped on it intermittently and had yet to make it to 15 minutes. I don't even think I made it to 5 minutes. So I don't know, some bouncing here and there, and out of nowhere, I just pulled out 33 minutes, 285 active calories burned, 369 calories burned total. So 30 minutes, about 300 calorie burn. Well, I'll be damned. These aren't like 1,000% accurate, of course, but unless you're like, I don't know, a vampire or a zombie, I feel like there is some merit to, I don't know, your heart rate and the steps you're taking and the calories you're burning. So it's not accurate 1,000%, but shit, it's gonna piss me off to say this, but why do I feel alive? Like now I have energy to do the dishes? Bruh. So it's been about 2 weeks since I've had this rebounder, and is it dramatic to say that my whole life has changed? So it's a little after 10 in the morning. I'm about to go on my break at work. And I'm about to do my new favorite thing, which is bounce. I knew that I was about to be obsessed with this rebounder. I didn't know how. I haven't eaten yet because I'm fasting. So I'm going to do some bouncing fasted. And then I'm going to let you know what's been going on, because the last 2 weeks that I've had this rebounder, so much has changed. I've had so much more energy, and I've had some really interesting epiphanies. Stay tuned. Delicious. I finally figured the creamy out. Kermisha, I love you. All right, let's end my fast. 16 hours, 44 minutes. My goal was only to fast for 12 hours today, so pretty good. To break a fast, you should have something that has protein and fiber in it. So I made this creamy. It's like one of those single serve smoothie packs. Greek yogurt, some of that Darigold Fit milk. Then there's some cheesecake pudding powder in there. This is a lot too for the macros. I'm gonna have to make this a milkshake. I'm not mad at that either. So we gotta talk about this rebounding and fasting thing and how it literally fits hand in hand. I'm just really excited from here on out to see how my results are gonna be. So I weighed myself the other day and I was 255 point something. Like I always am. Just back and forth nonstop the past few years. The only time that I've been under this weight on this journey was when I did keto for like a couple months, I think it was. I keep trying to get myself in the mindset to do keto and low carb, and I just don't want to. In my opinion, this is a set point weight. Not that I can't get past this weight. Obviously, I have multiple times, but this is where my body just ends up naturally. So I was pretty frustrated and started thinking about GLP-1s again, started thinking about going back on Contrave again, which I might still start Contrave again. So I already had that in the back of my head that I could be insulin resistant. So I decided to go look at my blood work again. Although my doctor's not worried and didn't really mind and didn't say anything, I am pre-diabetic. My A1C is just at that threshold. It's 1 point above. It's like 5.6 or 5.7. So I'm barely in the pre-diabetic range, to the point where it's not been brought up. My doctor doesn't care. It hasn't been a thing. But I think when you look at the bigger picture of my weight loss journey, it's obviously affecting some shit. At this point, I know how to count a calorie, okay? I know how to lose weight. I know how to count a calorie. I haven't really been able to get past this weight without cutting my carbs drastically. I hate to say it, I just don't want to do that. If I absolutely have to, I will. But if I don't, I'm not going to. So I went researching. And what are the 2 top things that help with insulin resistance? Activity and fasting. I can't even put into words how excited I am and how synergistic it felt to come to this fasting realization at the same time as I have this rebounder and I'm getting more comfortable with the rebounder. Let me tell you the moment that it really clicked for me. So I have my Apple Watch that I'm trying to wear more now. I have a Oura ring that I also wear to try to capture my sleep. I've got all my little apps and stuff tracking all my fitness, right? I got this notification from my steps counter app and it took me to the calendar. And when I tell you, I didn't truly understand how sedentary I was until I saw the calendar. So if you want to break it down into steps, 5,000 steps or less a day is sedentary. Getting less than 5,000 steps a day is dangerous for your health. I was getting way under 5,000 steps a day consistently. Now, my housing situation has changed a lot in the past 3 years, but there were some points in time in the last 3 years where I lived basically out of one room. So I didn't walk or do anything. I didn't move long distances. I work from home. I be hanging out at home. And sometimes a bitch broke. So like I ain't got shit to do. So I had no activity, like close to zero. I'm talking some days we're looking at 100 steps and I don't know how the fuck you do that. Well, let me remind myself that I have a chronic pain condition that leaves me bedbound sometimes. So let me be nice to myself with that one. But in general, my activity was so fucking low, I couldn't believe it. At some point, I made my goal 5,000 steps a day because I wanted to work my way out of that and work my way up to officially sedentary. And to get past that, I wanted to beat the sedentary allegations. Okay. So that was my goal. I ended up hitting that goal a couple times. And I didn't know that. It wasn't until I got a notification from the steps counter that says, congrats, you hit your goal. You've hit your goal every day this week. And I'm like, wait, what? I just couldn't believe it. The proof was there in the pudding. I'll put a screenshot here, but the calendar is like blank. Nothing is happening. The activity is not there. And then you can see the day that I get the rebounder. In the first few days, I hop on it a little bit more. And then out of nowhere, I'm just able to be bouncing for a while. And I hit those step goals without even trying. So now I'm going to start trying and I'm really excited. If you're interested in a rebounder, click the link in the description. I've got 10% off for you if you click the link below to the rebounder from BCAN. And the reviews speak for itself. You can go check those out, but it looks to be really decent. I love it so far. I've been getting on it. My partner's been getting on it, and I just have so much energy already. I feel so limber already. Like, it's feeling good, and I feel like I'm about to smash these fucking goals. I did it. Oh my God. Like, what? Do you think this is the universe rewarding me for not talking you into crumble last night?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you were like, we shouldn't get crumble. And I was like, okay. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, just drop it. Just drop it. And look at me now. No, seriously.
No, seriously.
Yeah, it feels good. I can't believe I've broken my stall